Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our Global TV Deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Oh, thy peace, the God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not first the poor. Make up what I seen to. Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out. I sell out Babylon. They give man show one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead that can sell out Rasta and sell out. I sell out Babylon. Just stop on the right. You must show us stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, you must show us stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let them see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black. Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
A section of the private sector is of the view that the government is not growing the economy enough, and it cannot be business as usual with the new mandate the government has secured. Another sector of the private sector is of the view that government should not cut public sector job. What are your views on that? We have questions on the introduction of Dr. Dixon, as well as we'll be keeping up with Jamar and Jaden's story. Good morning. Welcome to Global TV. It's Friday. I wasn't aware until just recently that today was Friday. I got messed up with the days, but welcome one and all. Thank you for joining us. Happy Friday to you, to my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Good morning to the Jamaica Labour Party. Good morning to the People's National Party. Good morning to the private sector, the tree ruling arm in our country. The baton ball has started. Who will come out on the other side? Morning, everybody. How are you all doing? Marcia Thomas, good morning. Sharon Bernard, good morning. Charlotte Graham, good morning. Debbie Jervis TV. Ramsford McLean. Who else is there? Colleen. Joan Pine, RJ. Jamrock 8766. Barbara Simpson, Althea. Zenet Beckford. Colleen James, Delphi Campbell, Carlene Richards, Lynette Jenkins, Sheena Kelly. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. TikTok, good morning and welcome. All on there. Debbie, Taylor G. Is it Suyam? Winston Bevelius, I saw. Audrey G. Arnella, I saw. Good morning, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I know me always a spoil and chop up on a name. Florence, Lexi, Ian. Speak Your Mind. Good morning. Isola Campbell, good morning and welcome. Thank you all for joining us. And we just want to remind you, we want to remind our woman, Gloria Jones, good morning, Opal Watson. We want to remind you all that it is a Pinktober month, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and you must take the opportunity to be aware of possible symptoms. If you're in the age group, go and have your mammogram done. If you are in a family that carries a cancer gene, doesn't matter how far back in the family it goes, always have your test done early, just in case there is something, you might spot it much earlier. So use the awareness of this period for this month to make sure you have your mammograms and whatever you need to do to be aware of how your body is doing. On the matter of Dr. Audrey Dixon, I am going to ask a few questions this morning from a blind spot. From a blind spot, meaning I have not researched this debacle. I have not honestly paid much attention to it. So I'm going to ask a few questions from a blind spot, given what is going on. Now, my broad question is, who failed in their due diligence? Was Dr. Audrey Dixon failed by the People's National Party? Or is Dr. Dixon being victimized by Sarah? Now, why my question are coming from a blind spot, as I said, I have not looked into this issue, so I have no clue of what it is all about when it comes to the rules that Dr. Dixon is interdicted under. So, because of the whole public sector, public official argument, my question is that a rule that only applies to junior doctors, or is it a rule that applies to people in the public sector? Next question is, if it is a long-standing rule, were the PNP aware of it? And if not, why not? And if they were aware of those long-standing rules, why they fail to advise Dr. Dixon appropriately? Remember, Mr. McQuestion, and them coming from a blind spot. Or is it a case where he is being victimized? Because why I'm asking, if this is a rule that applies to junior doctors only, or it goes across the public sector board, because in that case, Dr. Dixon wouldn't have been the only public servant that would have contested the general election, because there was school principal, there was Feather the mayor, which is a public sector. So I'm confused here. As I said, I did not look into this issue. Maybe I need to go off and look into it some more after it's been rambling on for days now. But those are my questions from all of what is going on in public. Because if it is a rule, is it a rule that just applied to junior doctors, or it applied to people in the public sector? And if it does apply to people in the public sector, why is it not applied to Feather? Why is it not applied to the school principals that also contested the general election? So I'm confused. Maybe somebody need to help me out here. Speaker man is saying he's been victimized. Maybe somebody need to help me out here, because I'm sort of a bit confused by it. Who do we go to next? Metri and John. Let's go to Metri and John. Now, let's go back to the present thing here, which I was meant to speak about last night. Rehabilitation from, let me not speak about rehabilitation, because this is police lockup. Our system of laws does not allow us on paper to treat prisoners or people who are on remand, because these people are not yet criminal as the law would have it. They're not convicted. Now, give me a chance. Let me go back to my phone 1 second. Because the independent people them who visit prison, just give me a chance, are saying many of the lockups in the area 4 police division, here it is, Police Civilian Oversight Authority, PCO, PCOA, has highlighted overcrowding problem and a deplorable state of affairs at 5 of the largest lockups in the Area 4 policing region. A recent special inspection by the PCOA of 5 lockups revealed that most of the station were operating above their gazetted cell capacity. No, having people on remand, or even after conviction, there are still levels of human rights, even though your right to liberty is being curtailed. It doesn't mean that you should be subjected to inhumane condition, especially in our system where you can be locked up in jail, languishing for quite a long time without having your case heard or tried before the court. So these are issues that I'm expecting Fitz Jackson to raise with the Minister of National Security, who have the responsibility for policing, because these type of treatment, whether you believe it or not, also help to create hardened criminals. This type of treatment also help to bring more people into the gang world. So the stations that were inspected are Central Kingston Division, Port Royal Kingston East Division, Denham Town Kingston West Division, Halfway Tree, St. Andrew Central Division, and Duane Park, St. Andrew South Division. And 4 of those are in a deplorable condition, overcrowded, inhumane treatment. We're helping to create criminals by treating people who we lock up, who we don't know if they're criminal, who we don't know if they're going to be convicted, or even after conviction, you still treat those in your lockup with humanity. So I'm hoping that that is something Fitz Jackson can take up with the government. Now, Metri and Mahfoud. Now, Mahfoud is of the view that the government ought to cut public sector salary and not give public sector rise or something of the sort of that. I agree. I disagree with both of them. Why I disagree with John Mahfoud? I think John Mahfoud ought to be calling on the government to roll back that 300% pay rise that mounted us up to a $700 million a year salary. That is where we actually needs the cut. Not in public sectors like teachers and police officers and nurses and all of these people, firemen, those who do the work that make our society turn over on a daily basis. That isn't where the cut should come. Because when the cut comes in that area, we are going to feel the pinch of lack of the services that we are already deprived of. So when we think he should have asked them for do, is the government to roll back, yes, Colin James, decrease the size of the cabinet as well, Abina, how you do? Decrease the size of the cabinet and roll back the 300% pay rise. We will save a lot of money in that area. Not cut public sector who cannot survive from where them are get here now, who is struggling with government to get a meaningful, livable salary. So I disagree with him, and I disagree with Metri calling him, taking a different line as well. I think what they should do as private sector is have a uniform approach on how this government develops the economy. Because Andrew Holness in the last 9 years have not grown the economy above 1%. I don't even think he reached the 1% mark. And this is why Mahfoud is saying the economy is not developing, and the recent report will come out where show that the prime minister is not investing enough in public spending. At the end of a parliament, after the end of a parliament cycle, we have billions unspent when we are struggling for the services that they're meant to provide us. So my disagreement with the two is that there should be a unified approach calling on government to slash the cabinet because they ungo dede get a cut out of the galangen. Call Dennis Strong, definitely. Call Dennis Strong. I hope me put him on my slide and I come in. Remember, if I put him on my slide, but don't call Dennis Strong. Call Dennis Strong. So me think the importance here, if it's about saving money and investing more in the economy, is you look at where our money is wasted most. The hike in politicians' salary and the over-bloated buffet where the prime minister come with will cost with $700 million a year. Not $700 million for the 5 years of the life of parliament or the 4 year of the life of parliament, you know. A year, per year, we have to pay them that. We don't call Dennis Strong there. Because Dennis Strong wants something for them. Yes. Lack of experience, get job only because of cronyism. Never do well in anywhere. Your place in government. Waste of time, Dennis Strong. Come here. Still seeking to increase public awareness around financial crime. Okay, you want something for them. Me there, Dennis Strong, to point you into the direction. Carson say you want something for them. Keith Matthews, how you do? Lots of you know. Dennis Strong, Violet Watson, how you do? Dennis Strong wants something to do. So we're going to find job for Dennis Strong this morning. What Dennis Strong says? Increase public awareness around financial crimes. What is your message to Dennis Strong Globalist? Come on, talk. Before I blow hot air at Dennis Strong this morning. What do you think Dennis Strong should do? Can you all help me here? What do you think Dennis Strong, who wants to increase public awareness around financial crimes, what do you think we should find? What job do you think we should find for Dennis Chung? Or where, for that matter, do you think we should send Dennis Chung this morning? Fast car, thank you. How you do? How you think we will deal with Dennis Chung this morning? Dennis Chung obviously wants something to do. And when you say, we're going to play the devil's game this morning, Dennis Chung. You know, Granny always said the devil find work for idle hands. We, Dennis Chung, we're going to play the idle hands over here this morning. Increase awareness of financial crimes, he said. Who you talking to? Who are you talking to, Dennis Chung? Let me tell you where to start. Start with the Labour Party and start with the Andrew Holness-led government. More of them, Dennis Chung. 35 of them, you know. 35. More of them than more of us are under investigation for financial crime. Because when you check the population of the Labour Party in Parliament and compare to the amount of them Dennis Chung under the Labour Party administration, Dennis Chung. Look on the population of them in there and look on the amount of them Dennis Chung in the Andrew Holness-led ministry. Under investigation, Dennis Chung. The financial crime, Dennis Chung. Who failed for years, Dennis Chung, to have their statutory declaration certified, Dennis Chung. Who better, Dennis Chung? Do you think Dennis Chung would benefit, Dennis Chung, this morning from public awareness of financial crime? Who you talk to, sir? Who is Dennis Chung talking to? I wonder if you talk to Andrew Anaja, the Ola winner hit. Dennis Chung. What about the man? Awareness of financial crimes, he said. Is he serious? Does he remember who appoints him? Does he remember that they watered down the job because he lacked the requisite expertise for the job? Dennis Chung? I hope you're not talking to the scammers, Dennis Chung. 1 second. 1 second. I hope Mr. Chung is not speaking to the scammers, because you would be failing in your duty, Dennis Chung. But then again, Dennis Chung normally fails in his duties wherever they put him in the public sector, like solid waste management and others, isn't it? And Dennis Chung wants to teach us, not Andrew Holness, not Andrew Holness cronies, who are under investigation for financial crimes, not the Prime Minister, who appoint Dennis Chung without the requisite experience, who appoint Dennis Chung only because Dennis Chung went out on an attack on the Integrity Commission. Dennis Chung wants to make us be more aware of financial crime. Dennis Chung, you don't see the labor rights them don't aware of financial crime, because that's all they work and commit against we over the last 10 years. Dennis Chung. Look how much of them in a one party. Dennis Chung under investigation for financial crime. Dennis Chung. Remember Stephen Marisia? Dennis Chung. A labor right if you go teach About financial, you forgot give awareness about financial crime. And them alone are getting the financial crime problem in the country. How you have it wrong, so? Why you target we? Cousin these what go on? Why you target we, Dennis Chung? You ever see where the Integrity Commissioner war yet, Dennis Chung? It's always the labor right them over thieving. It's always the labor rights them, Dennis Chung. So I don't know how come y'all come make we aware of financial crime. We're aware of Andrew Holness stealing. We're aware of how Andrew Holness become a millionaire. We're aware of how Andrew Holness' wife and children became a millionaire out of the public purse, Dennis Chung. So I don't know what you're talking about. Come like you're speaking a foreign language, Dennis Chung. But then again, if you don't have the experience to do the job, if you don't understand what you do, you literally do or say bullshit, isn't it, Dennis Chung? We say you want same thing for do. The devil find work for idle hands, Dennis Chung, and we're going to play the devil game this morning. Go on, go teach the Labour Party. Go on, Dennis Chung, and teach the Labour Party about financial crimes. All right? You will do better there. Your time, Dennis Chung, your useless time will be served better educating labor rights, how to steal and not get caught. Because we're not going to tap them for thief, you know. Dennis Chung, we're not going to tap them for thief. But you'll be better served in teaching labor rights, how to steal and not get caught, but leave we out of it. You don't see Integrity Commissioner come after them away, Dennis Chung, but they're going after those who appoint you, Dennis Chung. So when you don't have no mix up, don't draw in on it. Don't draw in on no mix up, Dennis Chung. Sharon Johnson Walton, how are you? Welcome. Look how much members of the Jamaica Labour Party are under investigation by the Integrity Commission. And you want to come and teach us without experience about financial crime, which your hands are not too clean from when you were at Solid Waste and other places, Dennis Chung. But what I would advise you to do, Dennis Chung, is to teach Andrew Holness and his cronies how to steal from the public purse and not get caught. I think your useless time, your idle hands, your inexperienced knowledge will serve better telling thief how not to get caught. Max Romeo Morning. So don't tell us about giving public awareness about financial crime. If the Jamaica Labour Party had awareness of financial crimes, and if they understand the Integrity Commission Act which they passed into law, so much of them wouldn't under investigation for financial crime. Otherwise, them just blatantly thief, Dennis Chung. We are aware of what financial crime is, Dennis Chung. Nobody in Jamaica, like poor people, understand what financial crime is. We understand it. Don't think we don't understand what financial crime is. When the Prime Minister just pluck up out of the blues, so the parent says a politician from him 25. That means that the Prime Minister, since he's been 25, he's on public sector salary. And the Prime Minister managed to become a billionaire overnight. Billionaire, you know. Overnight. Billionaire. Not, here say, Holness grow in wealth like Mark Golden and Peter Bunting. No. For me, picking me know about Mark Golden and Peter Bunting them in a business. We know about Mark Golden as an established lawyer. Commercial lawyer. You see, commercial case, that's where the money is in this world. When you do these commercial cases, that's the biggest type of money making case in the law circle. Commercial cases, when you do commercial law, when big company are battle over things, at them place the money. So we know how Mark Golden making money. We know Mark Golden came from wealth. Yes, we do know that. But to date, Andrew Holness cannot verify his wealth. Wherever Mark Golden wealth may be, he can justify where it is, what it is, and how he attained such wealth. The Prime Minister has been in a predicament for 4 or 5 years running now when it comes to telling us how he became so rich, how his wealth has been bloated so much. It's the perfect reason why the Prime Minister appoints an inexperienced cronyistic dunce like Dennis Chung to bail him out, to squash the investigation into the Prime Minister's dubious financial dealings. Who else do we turn to this morning? So even the trade unions are also suggesting to cut. Trade unionists push back. The trade unionists are pushbacking on the cut to public sector jobs. Cutting in public sector jobs, because I don't think them at talk about them bureaucrats and them technocrats in them offices. They're possibly talking about your nurses, your teachers, your police, your firemen, and all of those people. I don't know if government are going to chim down them technocrats and bureaucrats in their ministries. They normally would come after you, but a lot of the middle managers, a lot of the bench warmers in the ministries, we need to get rid of them. A lot of the thieves in the agencies of government, we need to get rid of them. Then go make up a stall on roadside. They would serve better. Some of them would serve better running a stall on roadside, and then would benefit more. They would benefit more running a stall downtown. So we mustn't entertain a public sector cut, a public sector wage freeze, or anything of that sort from this government, who has given themselves 300% pay rise and who has bloated the cabinet, making sure say the entire Jamaica Labour Party, after this 5-year session of Parliament, walk away rich. Barring Everard Warmington and Marlene Marla who should have scraped for them amount already. See him even bringing back Marissa Dalrymple Filbert to scrape. Him bringing back Wheatley and Montague to scrape. Him bringing a lot of juniors like Rhoda, Currency and all those people and say, wanna make some money. Those are where the cut must come from. The Prime Minister's cabinet and parliamentarian salary. Even 100% pay rise was too much for them. Never mind 300%. But let's now go back to keeping up with Jamar, Jaden Smith story. And we're going to look at an explanation from the aunt, no, not aunt, cousin, the mother of the 2-year-old baby who ended up with the broken leg. And when you listen to her, could it be that Jamar is hiding away from Jaden is hiding away from discipline? I don't know, but this is another piece of explanation that we didn't listen to last night. So let us listen to this piece of explanation to the developing story of Jaden Smith.
Hello, I wanted to make a video. I am Shanique. I am the cousin of Jaden Smith, the little boy that is missing. I am also the mother of the little boy, the 2-year-old that fell and broke his thigh. I wanted to address a few posts that we saw after my mom did an interview. There's a lot of speculation about one possibility of him being ill-treated by my mom, which is not the case. And if anyone knows my family, knows that my mother is a nurturer, right? And she has taken Jaden in after finding out that her brother was the father of Jaden, and realized that he needed a little bit more attention. And she decided that she was going to take him in, whether or not her brother assisted with him financially or not, which he has been doing, right? So that was never an issue. Jaden has been with our family since he was 6 years old, and I can show you pictures. This boy is an extremely smart, intelligent young man. He was top GSAT
Randy
student
Morning, how you
at
doing?
his primary school. For a child that, if a child is having issues in a home, they would not, most times, not be able to focus in school and probably have a negative behavior in school. That's not the case. Jaden is a very smart boy. He's intelligent, he works hard, and my mother provides the things that he needs along with his father to make him comfortable. When I was called that my son fell and broke his leg after playing with Jaden, at no point in time it crossed my mind that it was something malicious, because Jaden is not that type of child. At no point in time I thought anything bad. Boys being boys, he's a 2-year-old boy that is very active, and every time I video call, he's always on the bed jumping and listening to some song, dancing. So at no point in time I thought anything ill of the situation. Immediately the thing is, okay, let's take him to the hospital and find out what is wrong. So yes, found out that he broke his femur. Okay, and we're just in the process of just getting treatment. Initially, Jaden was at the hospital on the Thursday night when it happened. Then everybody left my mom at the hospital with the baby, went home. Jaden went to school the following day and just did not come back home today. So mom was at the hospital with me on Friday when she left to go home, and then she called me saying that Jaden is not home. Initially, I'm like thinking, did he think that because what happened to the baby and the fact that the baby is in the hospital, is he thinking he did something wrong, and is he being hard on himself, that kind of thing? So that's definitely the first thing that ran through my mind, because overall we have no idea of anything else that would actually cause Jaden to not return home. Nothing else. That's the only thing outside of the norm that happened prior to him going missing. So again, just to clear the air, one, Jaden is well taken care of. Jaden is not ill-treated at home. Nobody blamed him for the fall of the baby. Nobody cussed him out or anything like that. It was nothing like that. So that's not the case. So at this point in time, it because of how long it has gone since, and we have been following every lead that has been provided. The police have been helping, community has been helping, the school has been helping, and we are thanking everybody for all the help. And thank you for, posting things, reposting, sharing, that kind of thing. We are very grateful, and just keep doing that so that we can get him home safely. We're still following leads. Nothing yet has kind of been concrete to actually point us to where he's at, so we're still working on that. So just continue to pray for us and help us to get Jaden home safely. At this point, we just don't know where he's at, and we're just hoping that he's safe and that he'll come back home. Jaden, if you're hearing this, I do not blame you for anything that happened to Zaire. Zaire is totally fine. He says you're supposed to come home. He's laughing, he's smiling. He's just going to take some time to recover, but he is fine. So come home to us if you're able to see this video. Come home to us. We miss you and we love you a lot.
Now, there is another report into this story as well, which I saw over by Malvinas. Now, apparently, the principal of Jaden's school had an interview with Dennis Brooks yesterday and revealed that Jaden emptied his saving. I don't know if it's school saving, and apparently bought extra food, and that they say was he was at a restaurant in Mandeville with his friends, and he could be seen on CCTV camera leaving the restaurant with extra food. That's another development to the story. Randy is asking if he's alive, where is he, who has him. He couldn't be in the area, and the rest of your comment cut off. But let us listen to another, because the sniffer dogs, the canines, will be joining. I think this was said yesterday. The canines will be joining the search as well.
All right, so we're here. We'll be joining the team shortly on the search for Jaden Smith. So still missing. We're gonna be traversing the path along Perth Road. So we're present at the Manchester High School. Alright. So we have the media here. We have police. The K9 division will be joining us shortly. On that search, there's already a team deployed up there. So we'll definitely keep you posted, and of course you can help us to keep your eyes and ears to the ground, so we can get Jaden reunited with his family, safe and sound.
He could be surviving in bushes, could he? He could be surviving in bushes. Do you think that's a possibility? But the different parts to the story, we hope he's still alive. We hope he hear all these messages and return home. There's so much, though, to wrap your head around. There is honestly so much different bits and pieces of the story to wrap your head around when you think of the sightings. Another contemplation could the horror of what happened, speaking of the accident with the 2-year-old, could it have caused him in fear to psychologically flipped and has ended up with psychological harm from the effects of what? It's just contemplations. Because there's a law that in most countries that would prioritize missing children under 16. So especially in the missing report, the sighting report, was that information passed to the police, and how the police would have reacted on that information at that particular time to cover a particular area within the sighting. But there's a lot to think of on this. But I want to bring another piece of information to you, and this is in relationship with let me listen to this video. I don't remember why I put this in studio, because from Over Nationwide, there must be a reason why I put it in. Oh, yes.
The JMEA, John Mahfood is calling for significant job cuts in the public sector in order to move the country's growth agenda forward. He made the call in a media release earlier this week. With the JLP securing a third term in office amidst persistent low growth, the businessman says it cannot be business as usual. Mahiri Stewart tells us more.
The former JMEA president says the Jamaican economy cannot afford another 5 years of stagnation. According to Mr. Mahfood, many Jamaicans still recall the much-touted JLP promise of 5 in 4. That's 5% GDP growth in 4 years, which never materialized. He says with a renewed mandate, it would be folly for the government to simply continue business as usual and expect a different result. Mr. Mahfood says urgent action is needed. He outlined 9 measures he believes can jumpstart the economy. The first is reducing the cost of the public sector from 13% of GDP to 10% over the next 5 years. He says Jamaica's public sector wage bill has swelled after recent compensation reviews, which is crowding out resources that could otherwise fund development programs. It's for this very reason that Mr. Mahfood says the government cannot afford to increase public sector wages at this time. He's also...
We need a cut in parliamentarians' salary. That's where we need the cut. There is, and go keeping up with the Jamar Ferguson story. Let us listen to this young man's opinion, because we must not allow this story to die. We must not allow the story to die, because even since Jamar, we have Mr. Montague in Westmoreland, who was just recently murdered as well, where the community is saying he was awoken from his sleep and was killed by the police. The police usual flimsy story does not add up in human thinking as well, that 3 police come into the house pointing gun at you, because Jamaica police not go in with hand in a pocket and hand in a kimbo. Jamaica police don't come in your house, especially if them deem you as gunman, with hand akimbo or hand in a pocket. So we would be of the view that they would storm in, pointing gun at him. And they told him, not to move. He was standing next to a piece of furniture. They told him not to move. He reached for a gun on the piece of furniture and pointed it at the police. So these killings and warped statement by the police continues. So we must not let this story die, because the police them continue to murder us same way, and we cannot make it be just an ordinary day. No, it's not. Our lives are at risk. The lives of our children, the lives of our young men are at risk. Innocent ones.
So from September 15, the police them killed Jamar Farquharson innocently. And all now, me not see one video with the Prime Minister condemn the situation. Not even one video with the police commissioner condemn the situation. Me I look for a video to come out with the Prime Minister and the police commissioner and reassure people, say, yo, them believe in a justice and them stand for justice no matter where and by who. You see me? So right now, me really have to wonder, you know, because the last time Cherry Tree Lane make the news for a massacre, they see the Prime Minister and his entire team at Cherry Tree Lane walk from house to house, talk to the victims' parents and all of that. But ever since the police killed the little youth innocently, we don't hear nothing from none of the bigger heads them. So I really want to know why them so quiet. You see me? Why anytime the police fuck up, the bigger heads them quiet about it. You see me? You know how much shooting we hear say it was an alleged shootout by the gunman, none of which was ever proven to be a shootout. Well, this one here show up the constabulary force and show Jamaica say, yo, enough of the alleged shootout with them a talk about, a lie them a tell, and a murder them a murder people. Yes, Jamaica, we're against crime. We're against crime on all level. You see me? We say if you go kill a man, make sure say you kill a man that is guilty. You understand? Not going to the man place here, the man unharmed, the man even where man have on a marina. So obviously the man have nothing to hide. I mean, I know no Jamaican we have things to hide. We are going to be so quick for run, come open up the doors for the police them. Because if me have a gun in my house and the police them are knock my door, them could have knocked from their kingdom come. Me nah open that. You see me? I'm serious. If me know say me have illegal things in my house and police come there, them have to kick off the door to find that. From the man, sister the police them there in our place, the man come greet them. So obviously that you then have nothing to hide, you see me? And then you have some bag of people now up on the internet. We don't know the people them and I put out was one bag of narrative to justify the police actions. But Jamaica, let me tell you something what I know about it, you know. And you never know where people are going through, you know, until the problem reach on the doorstep, you know. Because that's the only time someone will really care, you know. You see me? But Jamaica, we have watched that one here. And we need to stand with the family of the youth here. Because the youth don't deserve the death we them get. You see me? We want to see justice, man. We want to see the law is not only for the poor. You understand? Yeah, man. We need to know for sure say the law go for everybody. Even the police them. Because if you live in Jamaica right now, you're half afraid of police, you know. Because just by the way police them deal with you when them see you up on the road, you would feel like say you just killed 10 man. You see me? Police will see all as a big man and want boy you up the most way, all in the name because him a police and him a operate by law. Yo, them things done right. I definitely feel say all of the police them need to wear a body cam. Because if them did have on a body cam, we would have known without a doubt what really transpired. And this only go for sure why they don't want the body camera. You see me? We have to start hold police accountable for the same crimes them where them hold the gunman them accountable for. Because enough people them kill and say alleged shootout and say them are this and say them are that. But so when they are poor people don't listen to your voice and take your voice serious. Because you see if it was an uptown youth or an uptown man picking it, all of this would have been different. You see me? So anyway, more of the people them link me up in our comments, you know, and let me know one of the things. Zane, come up with talk.
Yeah, And if you are new to the Jamar Ferguson situation and you are not aware of the length the police went to commit the crimes they committed against Jamar Ferguson, we are going to remind you. It ought to be in studio here, isn't it? Bear with me. It ought to be here in studio. Now let me do with the video. What is happening here? Bear with me. I'll soon bring it back for you because we must keep this story alive, because what happened to Jamar Ferguson puts all of us in the line of fire when it comes to the reckless, brutal, and extrajudicial behavior of the security services. So we are not going to let such story die. We are going to keep it into the consciousness of the public as to the length our police officers will go to make sure they slaughter us at great length and at great length as well to lie about it. You see, the cover-up of a crime, the covering up of a crime is much a greater offense than the crime committed. Hold on there. I'm finding the video for you. I hit this. Yeah. Let me put it in studio quickly. The great length that the police went in committing the crime, the cover-up, the tampering of evidence, and the lies on murdered Jamar Ferguson. We cannot let these things slide because it is risky, it is dangerous, and it is something that should not happen in any society, especially those who call themselves democracy, or those who say they are respecter of human rights. So we shouldn't tolerate.
It's no viral video show.
We shouldn't tolerate such a behavior or make it seem to them, those the powerful ones who abuse their power, who use their power to abuse us, they shouldn't think that we see this as normal. They shouldn't think that we believe all of their stories of shootout based on the information that came out of Jamar's murder. But look at the judge on a situation when that man go to give statement, him should not allow to come out of the station without being held for questioning on the power or need the serious training. Them police, I don't have no. This is something I've been calling for quite a long time. I've been a Sarkodie. It's for our police to be trained. They're not properly trained. They're just drugged up in the force. These are some drugged up police. Where is the new age police? Them where them not have no bring up say and all that. Well, everybody a bad man and law unto themselves, especially when them get a tight uniform and a piece of gun. Because that's all policing is about in Jamaica, you know. At the tight uniform and the piece of gun, because once them have that, that's what they use to abuse you. And that's not the relationship we should be having with the police. That's why it's difficult for them to get intelligence from the communities, because people don't trust them. People think they're bullies. People think they're abusers. People think they're corrupt. And those are not good for crime fighting, because crime fighting depends on intelligence. Which if the people think you're corrupt murderers and crooks and thieves, they're not going to want to interact with you on those levels. Because they see you just as the criminal, only that you're a uniformed criminal or a legalized criminal.
This now viral video shows the now deceased Jamar Farquharson opening the door to his dwelling in Territory Lane, Clarendon, minutes to 3 p.m. Monday, September 15. The concern for relatives is what happened before and or after this apparent surrender that would cause the 22-year-old mixologist to be killed by police. A request to the JSA for the official report on the fatal shooting has gone unanswered. But CCTV footage obtained by CVM News from 2:34 up to 3 p.m. gives us a timeline of the events. The first video was captured at 2:34 p.m. Jamar arrives home from work. His housemate who also works with him confirmed this with CVM News. He's eating a patty and makes his way upstairs to his room. At 2:38 p.m., he takes off his shirt and walks to his room. He stays there until 2:56 p.m. when he sees the police arrive at the gate. He runs with his phone to let them inside. He was home alone. This is where the plot develops. From this video, we know Jamar is outside. 2:57 to 2:58 p.m., police enter and search the entire building. The cameras don't show it, but they force their way into 4 other rooms other than Jamar's. When we visited, we were shown the damage to each door. In fact, this door was badly damaged. No one else was there. Then they turned this camera sideways. But it continues recording on a cloud. They unplugged the internet at 3:31 p.m. But the camera downstairs continued recording before the police disconnected the internet and captured several of the team members walking in and out, stopping and checking behind chairs, conversing with each other, even talking on the phone. In this video alone, we count at least 10 policemen and women in conversation while Jamar is outside. The last video was recorded at 3:31 p.m. The other tenant says the internet was disconnected and his 3 cameras upstairs taken by police. He brought us to the room and showed us what appeared to be bullet holes in the wall where Jamar was reportedly shot. Bloodstains were still present. Indicom has all the footage seen by CVM News and is investigating. The other tenant has since moved out in fear, telling CVM News the police have circled the area every day since the shooting. Residents staged a protest on Saturday demanding answers. Jamar's aunt, who raised him, also wants answers.
It don't take a rocket science to know that you have to have a search warrant. Whose name is on the search warrant?
Giovanni Dennis.
We shouldn't allow things like these to stand. We shouldn't allow these to become normal policing. It is dangerous. It is life-threatening to innocent young men.
The 15th of September.
We must not tolerate it. We must not go silent on it. We must not let them believe that this is just another day. We're seeing the tides are changing. We're seeing the us and them in front of our face. We're seeing where this government and its agency have no respect for the law or for the people. It cannot be Jamaica. Business as usual. The government step up for them behavior. What are you going to step up to? Jamaica young man, them will continue kill themselves while police are kill off the innocent one them. Isn't it time for Jamaica young men to drop their gang war, their turf war, and unite to fight the oppression that will be coming from Israel and Jamaica?
Was a dangerous day in Jamaica, a day we must never forget. What about the 15th of September? I'm going somewhere. 23 police officers went down to Cherry Lane with a blank warrant, wrong name, wrong house. When the police went to that address, they had one intention. Because who don't know when you go upon them type of operation, you're going to parade and you are given special instruction. And I can tell you, it is my belief that they got instruction from the person in charge of the operation. Said this operation your name, we not carry nobody go jail. This operation is dubbed straight to the mark. Hence, they knocked the door of Jamar Ferguson. They knocked this door. Jamar Ferguson reached home 2:34, eating a patty. Went upstairs 2:38. The police came at the door, him still on the camera. Him let them in 2:56. And this is where it gets tricky. He come down in a black marina with his phone in his hands. He surrendered as he opened the door. The police came in. 23 police on the operation. Them later lead him to a room, and the reports are, when them have him in the room, him stretch in the close them for draw a gun, and 2 policemen fire 2 shots each. Me I think about the number. 2 police fire 2 shots each. Me say ask, wanna fire them 2 shots there same time, or 1 police fire before 1? 2 shots each, killing Jamar Ferguson. I can safely say no, after 10 days of waiting and watching the video and coming to an independent conclusion, the police murdered Jamar Ferguson in cold blood. What happened at Cherry was nothing short of extrajudicial killing. 23 police. The thing is, none of them is innocent. The 23 police is guilty and should be charged with murder. Nobody in that squad said no. Everybody have the same story. It was a shootout. Had it not been this camera, we would not have known. We might would have believed that in fact it was a shootout. Thanks to the camera. The police refused to wear body camera. The high command of the police with the Minister of Security refused that the police wear cameras and these operations. And this is the reason why. 22 years old, gunned down in his own house, a working individual, a taxpayer, an innocent victim, murdered by members of security forces. The police tampered with the crime scene. If the shooting did clean, why on turn camera? Why on plug out Wi-Fi? This was a Hollywood type of murder. Murder and fix the crime scene same time. How long, how much more? How much more Jamar Ferguson have there been? I keep asking, how much more will they be? What happened September 15, you know? Make no mistake. Could happen anywhere else. Any local ghetto. Everybody who have boy pitney must take this thing out as an indictment against the innocent civilian. It can't continue. And what surprised me, that after 10 days, nothing from the Minister of Security, nothing from the Justice Minister, nothing from the Prime Minister, nothing from the churches, nothing from the private sector. Then I must understand that this is the way forward. Then, if the gunman come and knock your door, you don't let in the gunman kick off the door and murder you. If the police come and knock the door, you don't pull the door, the police kick off the door. And if the police come and call you and you come out and surrender, you can be taken back in the house and killed. It can't stand. This barbaric, this dangerous, this wickedness can't stand. Somebody have to pay. Somebody have to be taking police out of frontline duties here and there now, you know. That is with that damn ship sail long time now, you know. At time to head road now, somebody have to answer. In the come of too much investigation, too much other case to deal with. We have 23 murderers now. Just in a station with gun. You can't stand. These 23 police is 23 low life, 23 murderer, half a flush out of the system. It's as simple as that. You kill him. You turn in camera, you plug out Wi-Fi, you leave with camera, you fix the crime scene, you plant a gun. How much more? We're next. Because we're not going to go to Cherry Garden and Beverly Hills and in the poor local place we're not going to go. Where else? Who else going to suffer because a wicked policeman and woman? They can't stand.
We shouldn't allow it to. We shouldn't allow such a behavior to stand. We shouldn't allow such grave public injustice to stand. The surprising thing about it, though, Jamaicans don't see the need to make this as a national outrage. When we see blatant criminality coming from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, there ought to be an outrage across society. But people become more fearful and silent about it. Very few people are keeping up with the whole Jamar story. Certainly, the government, the opposition, the private sector, the churches, law society, none of these people, the Bar Association, none of these people heard of the Jamar Ferguson situation as yet. We're still hoping that at some point they may hear and they may acknowledge that one of us was cut down brutally by the security services and it deserved the state reassurance to us that justice will be served, that innocent lives are respected, among other things. But then just left with just sup it up. Just get on with it, Jamaica. It's just a normal day for the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Remember, it was the Prime Minister who told them, meet their judge or their maker. It was the gangland Minister of National Security that told them, shoot first and ask questions after. That same gangland Minister of National Security, the leader of the illegal gun importation in our country, Dr. Horace Chang, told them, Jeep back or treacher. That's what the police are operating on. That's how they've been told to fight crime. That's how police are being told. Beg your pardon, 1 second. Hello? Yes, but I'm live at the moment. I will call you back when I'm done. Okay. So, we have to make sure this cry for justice stay within the public consciousness. This cry for justice stays in the public consciousness. We must not allow this story to die. We must continue on the path for justice for Jamar and a lot of others who have been innocently cut down. We must call for a public inquiry into the operation of these police squad who go around killing young men and telling us it was a shootout, but provide us no evidence. We want to know the intelligence that these young men are being killed on. You know, kill them already. Let us know what the intelligence was. Even a redacted form of the intelligence. But we want to know. We cannot just accept the police argument all the time that it was a shootout. And the argument from the police don't make good sense. Because the police, at least 3 police in Jamar's story, 23 police with gun. In Montague's story, 3 police enter the house with gun. I mean, police don't enter the house with gun like a Chinese fan flapping from side to side. I'm hot, I'm hot. Even on the street, police guns are pointing into our face. Jamaica, Israel, and America trade the scariest place with police officers and their guns up in your face at all times. And they use it to intimidate you. They use it to threaten you. And they do the ultimate by using it to get rid of you extrajudicially. We have evidence to say that. We're not just, so we're not here defending criminal, but there must be a way to fight crime. There's nothing that says fighting crime is going around shooting down suspects. The law is to arrest suspects and bring them before the court and present your evidence against them. Not to go around shooting them down without any evidence being provided to the public that these people are criminal. We can't be going on the Jamaica Constabulary Force say so any longer. Can we? After what we've seen, after how far they've gone in the Jamar Ferguson situation, we can no longer take their word for it, isn't it? That's why we need a public inquiry into these dodgy intelligence and illegal warrants issued by these magistrates. We need to know what is going on. Lives are being lost, if you understand. But anyway, thank you for being here this morning. Lovely to have your support, as always. Join us back this evening for the People's Point of View. We might come on a bit earlier this evening. We might come on about an hour earlier this evening. So keep your eyes out on your notification. If you are new to the program, please give us a follow. So when we go live, you certainly will get our notification. And yes, please do join us back this evening for the People's Point of View. Thank you very much for being here this morning on Global TV. Lovely to have your support as always. Thank you. And please do join us back later.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not first and four. Make God what I seen to make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. So, my favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. can't sell it out. I sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta. I sell out. I sell out Babylon. Just talk on the Friday. You might show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing. You might show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one, big him and Joe and Stone, and he bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black big him and Joe and Stone, and he bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman Joe and Stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.